Okay. Nah! I would say maybe both rattle and distortion. Working on those breaks that are in between. Hey everyone, 大家好，我叫谢可德，你们的 CVT 声乐老师。So today we're gonna have another action video for you where I'm going to analyze singers that you love to listen to using CVT terms. Progressing with the studio, a bit more treatment is about to arrive today to make it a bit nicer for the sound. Still a lot of work is left, but I'm actually really enjoying it. Last episode of The Singer, I read that someone wrote that I should stop jinx it for singers because every time I put someone on the first or second, they end up leaving the show at some point. That's really sad. I put second张远. He was one of my favorites this season. I really liked his singing. I read a lot about like differences between cultures, maybe why they don't like him so much in China, but foreigners are more connected to what he's doing and you know, some stuff like that. So it's actually really interesting, this difference in perception. Then I thought to react to another song from him for a little goodbye from the season. The song is called Tiabin Guest. I understood it's one of his most recognizable ballads and that I should really notice the lyrics in this one, so I have that here with me. It's about going to a wedding of someone that you used to love, not as the lover anymore but as a guest. I have to say it's really special idea for a song for lyrics. Usually I don't like so much like love ballads because you know what else can you say, but when there's such an idea that it's a bit more special, I really like it. Let's dive into it.
分手后第几个冬季？今天是星期几？偶尔会想起你。
Beautiful, soft, kind of neutral, right?
你突如其来的简讯，
Sometimes they do a bit of metal.
让我措手不及，愣住站在原地。
Sounds really good.
当所有人都替你开心。 当所有人都替你开心，我却才傻傻清醒。原来早已有人为你订做了嫁衣。感谢你特别邀请来见证你的爱情。
I think it's a very special idea for lyrics.
别逃避，那这些天已不一无走进。 惊醒不知的场地，可惜这是属于你。
It troubles me a bit that he barely has expression in his face when singing that, because the lyrics are quite beautiful, I have to say. I mean, it's not super dramatic, but it brings out the idea, I think, very nice, at least the translation of it, right? But you know, singing something like that and being very blank in your face, I think could have been a bit more dramatic as we know him. Maybe he got more dramatic over time. What is it, 2 years ago, right? Okay. There's a really beautiful switch to falsetto every time here in the chorus. Really nice switch from, let's say, a bit more towards overdrive to falsetto there. Nice. Sounds good. So far, pretty classic kind of ballad singing, right? A lot of neutral. Not too much of this squeaking in the beginning of the phrases. Brings out a bit more emotion. Very smooth transitions between falsetto and more neutral and overdrive. So nothing too dramatic, if it makes sense. So I would say what we heard from him this season was way more dramatic than this so far. But still, it's a loving ballad song, so it doesn't have to be so extra, if it makes sense. But I would love to see more on his face while singing something like this. Okay.
在原地，等待着他靠近。
Keeping on with the breathiness.
温柔的他单膝跪地，暂且缓缓带进你的无名指里。
Alright, so now we get a bit more of his drama coming back, looking at the hand during all of that, and also the switch to a bit more of this classical dark kind of overdrive in the low part. He does that quite a lot every time touching a low note, bringing a bit more volume there and also making it a bit darker. I think it gives a lot of this dynamic feeling we have when listening to him. I like this movement right on the bit of a higher note. I said before in one of the episodes, I don't think it really needs it. I think a lot, like, you know, many times we use this extra movement for a bit more support for higher notes. I think his support is in a crazy level, so he doesn't really need a lot, I think, out of his body movement to get not really that high. He's definitely got that for the show. It also brings out more emotion. I think it's easier for him to show emotion expression when the song is a bit more dramatic around him, when it goes a bit more intense. When it's a bit on the quieter parts, I didn't feel so much out of his delivery, but here definitely started. Beautiful song. So definitely he's opening the sound here a bit more than the first chorus. More towards curbing, I would say. A bit of this restrained sound, slightly louder. Still not going too out of character, not going too far from the first chorus. I think he's in a really good area right now. Really nice vocal break there. I think a good trick for working on those breaks that are in between, that are in the middle of a note, is to work on a very slow transition to falsetto and then going back. If that's the note we're starting from, then right, we break and then we go back. We could try to switch to falsetto very slowly and then going back. Then we touch this falsetto every time a little bit less. Until we get a very short vocal break like the one he's doing here. Let me know if it helps. Let me know down in the comments if it helps. It's a really beautiful song. By the way, next Thursday is gonna be the cover of Balalaika. So yeah, just to let you know how it's going. If you're already here, subscribe to the channel, will you? Now we get a lot also expression on his face from it. I think also that's why curbing is also a good mode for more emotional stuff. Not only because usually when we are crying there's a bit more towards that area, it also gives this curbing face that, you know, when you're on stage you want to also deliver with your expression, not only what you're saying, right? So I think it works very, very well in this part. Beautiful. Okay. Great seeing him working with the support, going down with the melody. It looks great. Okay. I think, what was that? Nah! I would say maybe both rattle and distortion. This kind of rattling sound, rolling sound. But also a bit of this distortion, the more crunchy part. If you use both of them together, you get a pretty cool sound. You can also see how definitely it demands more support out of him than anything he did so far. It's a general thing that when you add an effect, you need to work more with your body. And you see that right away on the effect, there's this sudden movement for it that's really important. Yeah. Amazing control, yes. And how smoothly it goes back to the softer kind of singing. Sometimes when people go back from very heavy kind of stronger singing back to neutral, you know, you get a bit of creaking, you get a bit out of balance sometimes. He's just, you know, he can do, I said it before, he can do whatever the hell he wants with his voice. We have more of those vocal breaks, this time a bit more towards overdrive, a bit more shouty, a bit more open. A bit more towards that area. I really like this song. Yeah. It's also a good trick with the mic taking it a bit down. Then you can really feel working on your back muscles. And a bit of the higher note, taking that a bit down and working with the support. You can see it right there. Of course, it's also good to take away a bit the mic from the mouth, not distort the mic basically, like that.
至少我还能够成为那个见证你们
I like this fragile sound in the end.
嘉宾，遇见你的他真的好幸运，但愿他会比我更爱你。
So nice. For me, that's a perfect ballad. Having a very soft kind of singing in the beginning, in the end, but having also a lot of dynamics, sometimes also going a bit out of character, going a bit more wild, because you know that's also how love is, right? That's also how relationships are, how this kind of scenario is talking about is, right? For me, it brings a lot of emotion. The lyrics were great. The singing was absolutely amazing. It didn't do anything over the top, but I don't think it's needed here. I think it did an amazing job. Thank you so much for recommending this one. As you know, if you have more concerts or performances you want me to react to realize what the hell the singers that you like are doing, you can send me a message or write it down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on Saturday for another episode of the show, The Singer 2026. It's gonna be the 8th episode. Yeah! I'm Shaked, your CVT vocal coach. See you next time. Cheers.